18 years. I have 2 children, a girl who is 13 and in 7th grade, and a boy who is 10 and in 4th grade. I have mixed feelings about it. I don't think the show is the greatest influence, but comparatively to some shows that they can watch, it's also not the worst. And in the early years, they really dealt with, like, there was a very important point in the show, like, you know, so-and-so cheated and this is how they dealt with it, and it was like a decent moral kind of a thing. But nowadays, she's changed over the years, and so her show's changed, and I think you can see that in the show. The stuff they deal with now is just not as important. I think one of the biggest ways they affect children are the sarcasm is really very just existent in almost everything that they say. I don't think it's respectful to adults in any way, so it's showing, it models that kind of model that this is the way you can treat parents, this is the way you can treat your peers. The way that she dresses, I think in the beginning of the show it wasn't so bad, but now it's gotten a little more provocative. Some of the songs that she's singing and what she's doing in her songs, I think has the viewpoint is that it's cool and I'm beautiful if you dress like this, if you show this much skin, if you are in a relationship like I'm in a relationship, and this is how I handle the relationship with this boy, and so this is what the norm is, and so for you to be normal and popular and look beautiful, this is what you need to do. And I think that that's the biggest output of the show, is that she's popular and she can sing and she's beautiful, and so as a teenager or really younger, as a preteen, they want to be able to emulate that, and so that comes across in maybe the way that they shop for their clothes or the way they dress or something like that. I think that they are sarcastic, part of specific to the Hannah Montana show, but it's also to the fact that their peers are watching shows like that in Hannah Montana, and so they put that into their social culture and things that they say, and that's what they pick up on more than anything. One of the most recent things I can actually say happened a couple of weeks ago. Girls went shopping together, about 5 of them, for a dress. And they went to this store that apparently, my daughter said that the dresses were just unbelievably short, like just barely covering the bottom. And the girls were getting that kind of dress. And she wanted to go to Belk and check out the dresses there, and they're like, why would you want to go to Belk? That's like an old person's store and things. And she's like, well, I know that they have nice dresses there, and I think that I might find something there. They gave her a really hard time about it, and she finally said, well, I'm going to go with or without you. And she ended up going, and they ended up following her, and she did get a dress, and I happened to be shocked because it seemed a little too short for me. It was about an inch or 2 above her knee, but in her viewpoint, she's like, this is not short, because of what she compared it to, which was what they were buying. I think the biggest thing that shocks me is the swearing on television is unbelievable. We haven't had cable in a few years, but we have Netflix, so we can watch some shows on. And I was watching a show that was normally on like USA, which is a normal cable show. And I was just watching the show, it was a new show, and I was stunned at the words they said. I mean, they flat out had profanity on there. I mean, it was, gee, damn, I mean, all this stuff, and I was like, this is not a movie. I mean, this is not a PG-13 movie, this is on cable, on regular cable, your basic prescribed, not HBO, not Showtime, and that's even changed in the last 3 to 5 years. And I couldn't believe, because we haven't had cable for so long, I couldn't believe the stuff that I was seeing. Particularly with Hannah Montana, the insidiousness of it is the fact that this is what's cool, and what's cool is risque and nasty talking and sarcasm and bullying, and not bullying where it's real obvious, like I'm going to shove your head in a toilet. It's more the words, the verbal bullying, just picking on somebody and thinking it's funny. That's something that I've seen in the show. I think the only thing that I can think of is that In the public school arena, the only power that you have with your kids is teaching them at home the difference between right and wrong, and having God, in that, because they go out into that public school and it's like sending them to the wolves. Really, they've been in private school also, and private school was better in the sense that they were taught things, but the peer interaction was not really that different. But in public school, they have these peers. You're not coming from a Christian home, so you can't have them at a certain expectation, and so all you can do is teach them that what is right, what is wrong, and how to deal with people and deal with situations, and what's the right thing to do, because there's people out there, they're going to lose. It's going to be somebody's going to do something wrong and they're going to get away with it. But it's who you are, and the fact that you're confident in that you're doing the right thing. And that's really all you have, and the fact that you can control what you can on television. But even the commercials like Viagra, and they're out there and they're like, what are these people doing? What's this commercial about? And I'm just like, why is it on there at 7 o'clock at night? So, the best thing that we can do, I think the best decision I made is not to have cable. I love the fact that you're able to have Netflix and you can choose what shows you want, and that's just the only thing that I can really do.